Hello there everybody, Oimon here, and welcome to the Nameless City, a small, short, little indie horror game, as you know, which I always do love, that I sort of saw floating around. It was a few months back now, I think. I think it's probably been out for a while, actually. I only just sort of stumbled across it a little while back. And I thought it would make a nice little sort of palette cleanser kind of game, because obviously we've been playing all the sort of the smaller little games here on the Monday Friday slot, because obviously we got the really big game of Satisfactory and Fallout London going on, although Fallout London's of course done now, but we're going from that into another large game, so hey ho, gotta play the small games at some point. But yeah, I just figured that this would be a nice little one-off, and it will be a one-off. This game is only supposed to be about an hour to an hour and a half long, depending on how you play it, for what I've heard. So if it's a shorter stream today, that's fine. I'm okay with that. And we'll see how we get on. I don't know a huge amount about it. Obviously, I tried to stay as blind as I can to these things. The only thing I do sort of know about it is based on like a Lovecraft story. I don't know if there is actually a Lovecraft story called The Nameless City. There might be, or it might just be inspired by a part of a Lovecraft story. I don't know. I've never read Lovecraft. I don't really want to, if I'm totally honest. I'm more than happy to just experience things inspired by his works rather than his works directly. Hey Kane, welcome. As always, welcome. So yeah, as I said, aside from that, it's a largely exploration focused game, horror, atmosphere and vibe. I don't even know if there's anything in the game for you to be, wary of. Probably not. I think it's a game that is going on vibes more than anything else. But hey ho, that is what it is. So let's have a look, and we'll go into new game, and we'll see where we get to. Remote in the desert of Arby lies the Nameless City, crumbling and inarticulate. It must have been thus before the first stones of Memphis were laid, while the bricks of Babylon were yet unbaked. There is no legend so old as to give it a name, or to recall that it was ever alive. It was of this place that Abdul al-Hazred, the mad poet, dreamed of the night before he sang his unexplained couplet. That is not dead which can eternal lie, and with strange eons even death may die. That's a quote I do know. Can't remember where from. I think I've heard it in several games over the years. It's quite a famous quote, actually. Apparently that's where this comes from. I don't know if specifically from this, but I go. I mean, the Lovecraft thing that inspired that. It's one of those quotes that is used in a lot of stuff. And ooh. Okay. Move quite fast. There's no run option that I can tell. End of the map. Okay. Evil Eldritch vibes, exactly.
I came upon the Nameless City in the ghastly stillness of unending sleep. It looked at me, chilly, from the rays of a cold moon amidst the desert's heat, and as I returned its look, I forgot my triumph at finding it.
Ooh, that sun moved very fast. I was probably supposed to be heading off in the direction then, and I thought, oh, I'll listen to him talk. Ooh, I didn't know this had voice acting in it. I assumed it was going to be all text-based. That's nice. I like it when a game has a little bit of voice acting. That's always fun. Ooh. Okay. Well, we're following the path. So let's follow the path. can, and it's tied to C button, which is annoying. I prefer it on control, personally, but hey-ho. Sandstorm rages with relentless fury. I shall set up a camp nearby and wait for this fierce wind to subside. Oh. Anywhere in particular? Oh, set up camp. Okay, sure. Tent. Sleep until morning. Sure, okay. Ooh. Okay, I think that was the moon slinking down behind the horizon. At least I hope it was. Oh good, the sun's coming up. That is the wrong kind of vibe for this game. Oh, space to crouch. Oh, that's interesting. I guess there's no jump. The wall lacks carvings or inscriptions, leaving me unable to determine if the inhabitants of the city were humans, if they were humans. Interesting. Ooh. It appears that this oddly shaped rock has fallen from the structure. Strangely, its texture is rough, as though the arid winds of the desert haven't eroded it. That sun is not stopping moving. There's just a hole there now. Okay, I'm not sure I like this very much. But it looks like we can... Ooh. Well, there was a purple light and now it went off. Ooh, that's really dark. Ooh. Ooh. What's this? Behind that pillar, I can get a glimpse of a strange glyph. Its mere sight makes me shiver. Hello. He looks nervous. Like, why is he looking off over in that direction? He looks like... Oh. Oh, he's looking over in that direction. Oh, there's a little hole in the ceiling. That's weird. Oh. The statue appears to be an ancient idol of an unfathomed faith. The grotesque eyes and teeth are strangely more intricate than the rest of the image. The sole imagination of the perverse rituals officiated here to venerate this deity send my mind to wander in a sea of despair and madness. Should we look away from it then? Signs of the ancient race that dwelled here adorn this primitive altar. The desolate place is reminiscent of an ancient temple. What forgotten and dreadful rites would have occurred here? I don't know. Oh hey, we're back outside. We look at the sun for a bit. Will that get rid of all this weird purple veiny stuff around the edge of my vision? Maybe, maybe not. Oh, hey, I just actually noticed there's like a... I'm assuming that's like a sanity meter thing, right? Ah, I may have just dropped down a one-way pit. That's a bit of a problem. Well, that can't be good. More little multi-eyed thingies. They're not quite as nice as the cute Thulus from Fallout London, though, I will say that. Well, looks like there's something over here. And it's singing. Sort of. Hey, it's more of these things. The city is adorned with these cryptic glyphs. I'm haunted by the certainty that I have seen this sigil during my studies of the occult. Yet, the meaning is shrouded by the grey veil of time. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much are we going to regret interacting with whatever the hell this is? Ooh.
I felt something trying to establish contact with me. Yet I felt its voice inside my brain. Its faint whisper still lingers around this place. There should be another glyph around.
Should there now? Oh, hello. What's this? I don't know. I can't seem to interact with it. That's a shame. Okay, that was interesting. So we found a special glyph and suddenly got a vision of AI-generated art. I always knew AI-generated art was evil. Nope, and the purple light's gone off. Yeah, we've read that. Okay, okay, I have no idea where we're going or what we're doing. Strange barrier obstructs the path ahead. Feels as though I should be able to find my way to disable it. So squares with a cross line going through it. Alright, keep an eye out for something like that. Maybe it's a puzzle. They did say there's some light puzzle elements to this. Ah, that looks familiar. Look at that.
He's feeling again a sharp pain inside my skull. However, the meaning of these glyphs has begun to unveil itself to me. I have started to transcribe them into my journal, as I am convinced they hold the key to unlock the secrets of the city.
Interesting. Do I have a journal? If I do, it's not on J. Q, open oh, Q. Ooh. That's, oh, dispel cough. Oh, are you saying dispel cough? Woo. It's just like eternal darkness. It works for me. More or less. Oh, more of these little guys. This device before me bears a strong resemblance to a sun clock. However, after seeing the raging wind that arises at nightfall, I'm drawn to the supposition that this civilization was more fascinated by the lunar mysteries than by the glare of the sun. Yeah, makes sense. Oh, speaking of which, moon's up. Park on. Yeah.
A sandstorm emerges from the insides of the city and then shrouds the ruins at night. I shall go back to the camp. My head is hurting again.
I went all the way in there.
It doesn't want to be explored at night.
Yeah, I went in there. I came out over here. Ooh. Okay, yep, going back. Really didn't like me being in the area, like, at all, at night. Looks like I'm going to be forced to leave. Okay, here's what it is, I guess. What's that? Morning. Oh. Press the right button now, come on. I'm so used to control being crouch, I just automatic. Always, all the time. I do like the vibe, though. The vibe is good. It's a little bit of weirdness that I do quite like in things. Okay. More of this. Obviously we got that. Strange barrier. Close my hands when I dare touch it as though it were a force rather than a physical substance. So we should have the ability to get rid of that, but I want to have a mooch in here real quick. Might be something, might be nothing. Muffled aquatic noises emanate from the pit before me. Could there be subterranean mass of water beneath this city? I don't know. I'm gonna go jump in and find out. Guess that's it, huh? Just a... ooh. Orb. Just an empty room. It looks like... yes. We just got this. More of that symbol again. It's like an eye with a rib cage underneath it. Oh yeah, that. Structure is decorated with these unfathomable symbols. It must hold significance for the inhabitants of the city. Or perhaps it connects to an important monument for their civilization. Or perhaps it's what the thing that they worship looks like. Does his architect hate doors? They probably are fine with doors. They probably just... you know, they're not here anymore. So I think that's where we came in. Like, I mean, if we're in the middle of the desert and this place has been abandoned for a long time, possible the doors have just rotted. Ooh. Whoa. On the far side of this precipice, a grand structure has been carved in stone. An unnatural glow emanates from its sides, as though this eldritch monument were inviting me to unearth its mysteries. I mean, we could not. Ooh. The remnants of a gigantic and unknown creature lie before me. They bear an eerie resemblance to the jaws of some marine animals. If my speculations are true, this monstrous beast must have been colossal proportions, and it must have long since become extinct. Good job. These statues are expelling a turbulent gust of sand and gravel. Is this a phenomenon, a whim of nature, or were these sculptures built for a purpose that has been buried in the eons? I mean, if they're literally blasting out sand and gravel like that, maybe they're making the sandstorm at night. A glyph has been etched upon this rock, a symbol that I have studied during my research of the occult. The Elder Sign. It's a twig. Curiously, an unexplainable sense of security envelops me when I'm near this glyph, as if the very form were a ward against the dreadful secrets of the city. Right, so there's your save points. Ooh. Where's the sun? Still going up. That's probably for the best. So looks like... Not sure why I needed to do that, but apparently I did. Uh-oh. Okay, I kind of half suspected that. So I need the opposite of dispel for that, right? That's what you're telling me. They did say there was some light puzzle elements, I guess. Okay, so we need, I suppose not dispel, but engage? Or maybe if we just say... Oh no, that one's broken. Maybe? Nice, he gets rid of it, but it doesn't re-engage it. So what we need to do is we need... Because yeah, if I go forward here, this will like push me off. I somehow don't think I can like... Oh, unless... Ah, wait, it's coming out the top. No, never mind. Yeah, I think I'll leave that active. Thanks. Right, I get you. I got it. I got it. Yeah, I was being a bit dumb on that. Hey, I made it. that's top and bottom. Looks like we're going down here then. Yeah, that's both over there. Ooh. Whoa. Upon a distant cliff, the skeletal remains of a colossal animal repose in eerie stillness. Could it be that the inhabitants of this city once dwelled alongside this titanic creature? Probably not. Ooh. Dispel height. Yeah, everyone has that. We call it crouch. There's that symbol again, so I guess that's where it's saying it wants me to go. Which kind of makes me want to go this way to have a mooch. Oh, oh. Okay, so yeah, we need the, like, activate button. Or sigil, whatever. Oh, not that far to go for it, actually, after all. I was kind of expecting that to be more of an endeavor, but... Huh. Okay, I had a feeling that might happen. Ooh. Before me lies an alien device, a lifeless orb resting above an unnatural pedestal. Its ever-shifting surface is mesmerizing, as if it beckons me to unravel its mysteries. Touch the orb. Doop. Okay, so it turns those two off, does it? Why is it just move? Okay, don't look at that. I'm gonna say, why is there just like a long tube full of something? Crouch and just sort of not look at it, or do I have to... No, never mind. I can't go near that at all. Okay, let's not do that. Ah. Right, okay, so it deactivates that one, but it reactivates... Okay, hang on. Don't go near that, whatever those things are. Ooh, hey, that worked. Wait. Hang on. I just realized this is looping. That's the button where I first started. This whole section loops. So when I came down that way and oh, okay, sure. Yeah, I think I needed to do that, and then... Boop. Whoa. I think we're being watched. I think I think we need to get out of here before something bad ends up happening. That'll get it. Nice. So yeah, going near that sort of weird... It looks like a tube. I thought it was like a glass tube full of purple light, but no, it's supposed to be like a beam of energy, I think. And blocking it off gets you what you need to get. Anyway, this should net me the sigil. Yay! Yay for puzzle solving.
I felt my consciousness expand, encompassing every corner of the universe, and from the depths of reality, voices whisper to me, ancient and forbidden knowledge. These voices possess the secret of reshaping the very essence of matter, and they bestow that power to me.
Sun's going down. I need to hurry. So I'm going to assume... Can off. Hey, and it cuts it off. Okay, I've got to be a bit careful with that because that is apparently costing me sanity. Maybe... I don't know, do you think I should go back? I feel like I should maybe go back because time's a ticking. And I need to make sure I can get the hell out of this area before I run out of time. Yeah, I've really got to be careful with that. Can't cast it as often as I'd like. Nope, that... I pressed control again. Balls. Damn it. Where are you going to drop me off? Game? Game? Oh, I wasn't quite dead. That would be why. Or, wait. Oh no, has it crashed? Is it bugged out? What? No! I think it's bugged out somehow. God damn it. Oh, no, hang on, it's done something. Where the hell am I? Right, it fixed itself. I don't know quite what happened there, but, Where is the sun? Rapidly going down, okay. And yet you worry if it's a sanity effect. Oh god, you know, I'd never even thought of that. Could be. It could literally be like an insanity effect. Yeah, because I could have come along here. I don't know if it would have, like, shortcut me or something. Maybe it would have done, but... Not all the mouths of these eerie statues release wind. Some have crumbled as ages drifted by. Yeah. that's a problem. Apparently I can't go back. Oh, that's inconvenient. Not from a distance or anything, is it? No, that's an issue. Okay, so I backtracked when I apparently shouldn't have done. Oops. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to book it now. Which is easier said than done when you gotta crouch through a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, so we need cast call. Need to do that as little as possible. Oh, wait. I got it. An enormous and eerie statue looms before the entrance of this colossal monument. As an ever-watchful sentinel that guards the mysteries buried in the depths of the Nameless city. Okay. I am so close to losing all my sanity right now. This is a problem. The most primal instinct compels me to cease the exploration of this city, but my insatiable curiosity is more intense than most primordial fears. Speaking of which, I think I'm about to go insane. Well, I mean, it's a problem. I mean, I tried to go back because I figured that's probably what I had to do. Like, I had to balance my forward exploration with my backwards, my staying safe and stuff like that, but I guess not. The problem is it's kind of left me in a position where I don't think I can complete it. Because now I'm like... I need to get back out. I need to get out of the city before the sun falls, and... Guess we're just gonna have to hope for the best. I don't want to rush, but... Ooh. Okay, well, we got a bunch of this stuff. Sediment that clings to this wall bears a resemblance to the remains of an ancient mural. Mural. Though I can't grasp any recognizable form of art. I'm left to ponder the possibility of whether, in the deepest corners of this building, any paintings have survived the relentless passage of time. Ooh. No, they just put that carpet up on the wall. Massive door of brass is resting in the wall of this gloomy passage. And In the darkness, as I opened the door, I found myself chanting over and over again a phrase from one of Lord Dunsany's... No, Dunsany's? Dunsany's tales. Okay. The unreverberate blackness of the abyss. Okay. Unreverberate. Random. Strange little game. Right, so if I'd have actually been smart about it in the first place and just gone forward rather than trying to be clever and going back, I suppose I probably should have realized that
the darkness that occupies this tunnel feels unnatural. The feeble lightness of my torch is at least a poor comfort in this abyss.
I think the problem is that at the very start they kind of set up the mechanic of, oh, you need to get out of the city before night rolls up. But then it's not a thing. Well, I mean, it is a thing, sort of, but... Material of this artifact fluctuates and glows dimly. Its surface radiates a heat that is unusually soothing. So is it a case of... Right, so my sanity is now constantly being eroded unless I'm next to these crystals. Right. I'll keep an eye out for the crystals, I suppose. Among everything else.
An icy wind aroused from these tunnels. Did the torchlight dim? Or was it a mere trick of my imagination?
Artifact bears a resemblance to the one that I encountered earlier, yet this time its surface is cold and lifeless. Passage of the centuries may have rendered this relic inert. Oh, great. Yeah, so as I say, it is weird that they have you sort of set up the camp to stave off madness at first, but then kind of abandon that mechanic after one use. Much else to see. Ah, goody, a glowing one. That's what I like to see. It is conceivable that the inhabitants of this city fabricated these artifacts to illuminate these depths. Astoundingly, a handful of them continue to cast their light after countless centuries. Surprisingly, a well-preserved fresco adorns this wall, defying the ravages of time. The creatures depicted in this painting are grotesque. An amalgam of a frog, a reptile, the mythic satyr, and a human. The beings pictured in this frescoes, okay, are abhorrent, causing me to question if the people of the city were human at all. Yet the reason impels me to accept the theory of these creatures being an allegorical representation of the inhabitants of the city. Several of the eldritch creatures depicted in this fresco are crawling. Could it be that these cramped tunnels were intentionally constructed to evoke the nightmarish fantasy that they once roamed the very depths of this city? Stare at the nice glowy crystal. And then continue the very slow descent into madness. Quite literally. Physically, metaphorically, and indeed chemically. Oh, that sounded good. This wooden case bears an unsettling resemblance to a coffin. It's miraculous that the material has not succumbed to the inexorable ravages of time. Should this wooden box have served as a casket for the inhabitants of the city? Is it plausible that these tortuous tunnels served as necropolis? That's actually not a terrible suggestion. Uh-oh.
The torch has succumbed to the void. I must urgently seek a new source of light, as this abyss is hungry for the last remnants of my sanity.
And of course, just like in Eternal Darkness, you get a very soft Dutch angle as you become more and more unhinged. Unfortunately, we're going to be racing around here quite a lot. Oh, well, there goes the eyeball. What? Oh, for... I tried to dispel Koth, it didn't work. You're being rude. Did I actually press cast rather than dispel earlier? Oh, come on, I was right there. Try it again. One thing I do note, actually, is the game doesn't reset what you've done when you die, so I don't have to dispel this thing again. Apparently, it just doesn't remember that. Ah, safety and security. Relatively. We're still going down. And we still do not have a torch. Like, at all. Alright. Keep it going, I guess. See what the hell we get to. I feel like we're suddenly playing SCP-087. That's the Infinite Stairwell one, for the record. If you couldn't tell. Well, we got a save point out of it at least, that's something. It also doesn't exactly help that... Ooh. You say that we have to do that crouching the whole time. My grim suspicions have been confirmed. These boxes served as coffins by the inhabitants of the city. With this sarcophagus, a hideous mummy reposes, with a shape only conceived in the most delirious of nightmares. Its very form resides beyond my comprehension, and I have long since forgotten it. Besides, the most unsettling of all is the unnatural state of preservation of the corpse. Can't even see it. Contemplation of these eldritch mummies strains the very limits of my cognition. Their forms defy the boundaries of reason. Even though the hands and fingers of these monstrosities resemble the human, their bodies are the reptile kind, and their heads are an abhorrent fusion of features of the cat, the bullfrog, and the goat. Let's get the crowbar and have a better look. I mean, it's certainly an option. The creatures depicted in the frescoes bear a resemblance to the mummies inside the wooden cases. Could it be that the inhabitants of this city transformed the bodies of their deceased into grotesque reflections of these creatures represented in their paintings? Interesting theory. Yeah, there's another sigil up there. The empty coffin haunts me, almost the same as the occupied ones. A horrified vision consumes my thoughts. The bodies of the deceased leaving their wooden graves, wandering the city and wandering the city in a nightmarish procession. The importance of these eldritch beings must have been vast, as they hold first place amongst the frescoed walls and the funeral rites. A relentless vision lingers in my mind. These grotesque creatures crawling in these cramped tunnels, as if the very city was constructed for them. Well, maybe it was? Just throwing it out there. It's a circle.
My mind was inundated by thousands memories, each of them a searing spike piercing my brain. Could these visions be the memories of the inhabitants of the city? The line between reality and these eldritch visions blurs my cognition to an indistinct haze.
Interesting. It's weird actually because that one was active before. I'm sure it was. So we got Koth and we got Cthulhu, which is very close to Cthulhu actually from Eternal Darkness. So that's not really a surprise because, you know, obviously there was direct parallels and correlations between the two, but Eternal Darkness probably is like the best Lovecraftian game we've ever got. Oh, why do I get the feeling... Oh, never mind. I was about to say, why do I get the feeling I've got to cast a spell to wake that crystal up? But I didn't have time to react. Oh well. I've unfortunately been punted quite a ways back for that. So I wonder... Yeah, because look, the symbol on the floor. So if we cast that... Woo! Yay! Now we can move forward properly. I did wonder why it lost its charge. And I did notice these symbols before, but I wasn't thinking. Ooh, lovely. I'm assuming we can turn them off with this spell as well, but don't think that would be a good idea. Little critter running around like that. Can't say I'm exactly surprised, but... We're still going deeper and down. You know, I thought we were supposed to be exploring a city, not like one building within it. It's false advertising, I tells you. The absence of any representation of death in their murals continues to perplex me. It is plausible that the inhabitants of the city harbored a belief in some semblance of immortality, a delusion that the bodies within the coffins would somehow endure for eternity. Yes, of course. Might be a coincidence, but the primary colors being used are Mantarok purple and the unused yellow entity is interesting. That's fair. That is actually very fair. Well spotted. It seems to be yellow and purple, doesn't it? Might just be a coincidence, as you say, or maybe inspiration. I mean, you know, like, Eternal Darkness isn't, like, an unknown game. It's lesser known, because obviously it's sort of trapped on the GameCube. But it's not, like, a totally unknown game, is it? So people do know it. We're getting somewhere, I think. Another checkpoint. I mean, how long is this? Ooh, hi. Oh, and suddenly we're not having my sanity drained. Okay. Hey, big guy. Is he looking right at me, or is that a coincidence? I don't know. The fresco depicting a desert landscape, bearing a resemblance to the desert surrounding this city. Yet, the mural has a remarkable difference. The body of water near the bottom of the painting. Eons ago, could it be that the sea once stretched near to these barren lands? Well, yeah, sure, why not? Buildings depicted at the left of the fresco bear a striking resemblance to the Nameless city. The presence of the body of water in this painting is a haunting revelation, as it suggests that it was constructed during primordial times, and that its ruins survived the bygone sea. I know it's technically 4 o'clock and it should be break time, but I don't think there's a lot of this game left, so I figure we may as well just plow through. Ooh. Depiction of some grotesque sea creatures. Their very forms convey chaos. Could they have dwelled within the antediluvian sea around the city? The presence of some strange symbols carved on their skin, akin to the glyphs I have been collecting during my exploration, suggest that these beasts and the sigils have a mysterious connection. Ya think? Brightest bulb in the box, is he? Fresco depicts the city more akin to as it is now, as the sea has already retreated. Foreboding night sky hints the city's descent into decay and obscurity, as it is lost to the once prolific connection to the sea and the creatures that dwelled within it. The room depicted in this fresco bears similarities to a chamber that I've previously encountered. A profane altar at the left and a mysterious idol on the right. Yet the altar is now adorned with a grotesque form that resembles a dismembered human corpse. How could it be that the inhabitants of this city were depicted as gruesome creatures in other frescoes, yet they are represented as precise humans in this painting? My assumptions are even remotely accurate. Or maybe they're not. Yeah, so that was the room we were in at like the start-ish of the game when we first crawled under the ruined bit. That's the sort of statue thing that was sort of looking around. And there was that table next to it. A circular structure made of stone surrounded by water and an altar at its center. The painting strongly implies that the profane rituals practiced by the inhabitants of the city were offerings dedicated to a sea deity. The enigmatic half-opened gigantic door unveils a formless cloud of otherworldly colors. Unnatural for the mortal realm, and perhaps the very abode of the aforementioned god. I think that's supposed to be the desert down there, or it could be an ocean, I'm not sure. Oh goody, more crouching. That is very fucking bright purple. My relentless tide of thoughts inexorably returned to the disconcerting truth that, apart from that poor and barely recognizable person sacrificed in the mural, I stand as the only human form amidst this sea of otherworldly relics and frescoes. Clearly, they were aliens. My relentless tide... Oh yeah, I've already read that.
My initial presumption that the depicted creatures were representations of humans was just a shield against the profound horrors that dwell within the city's depths. A truth so unspeakable that I dare not express it with the voice of my conscious mind.
What are you doing now then? You know, I do wonder, like, sometimes I feel like I must be, like, remarkably well adjusted. Because this kind of shit, I'm like, you're really that freaked out by the idea of something not being human? Like, does that scare you so much? Like, that's not really the point of Eldritch Horror. The point of Eldritch Horror is that it's something so big, so vast, and so beyond us that we literally cannot comprehend it. Not, oh, it's just not human. Ah. What if I don't wanna? Like, why is that my only? No, you know what? I'm gonna go somewhere else. Thanks. I'm gonna leave. Like, I appreciate the thought, but I'm good. I'll go out the way I came. Oh, I actually can. I probably can backtrack up to a certain point, but eventually I'll reach a place where I cannot go back. I wonder how far back I could go. Oh, you know, I thought for a split second that this was looking a bit endless. No, it's not. It's just long. Oh, that would have actually been a really cool trick. If you can imagine that, like, you go down these steps, find something you don't like, and then you try to back out, and it's just like endless stairs going back out. So yeah, you can just back all the way out of this. What's the... Why? Just block us from doing it. We have to accept our fate. Like, obviously. Okay. We'll lie down on the table. Or the exit of the stairs just leads back to the same place, so you can't leave the loop. Or just sanity loss as you go up the stairs. Yeah, either of those would have worked. Just something to stop you. I think Endless Stairway would have probably been the trippiest. So I'm going to guess there's just like nothing else in this area. Yep, you just hit invisible wall. It's always invisible wall. I guess we don't have a choice.
Recollections of my visit to the Nameless city are an amalgam of an eldritch nightmare and an uncanny reality. Amidst a hazy fog are my memories. A vivid sensation endures. Inexorable dread of being pulled into an otherworldly abyss of light. Those silhouettes, the eerie forms of the crawling reptiles of the Nameless city, against the luminous ether of the abyss. Indelible mark that is etched in my worst nightmares at night is the vision of a grotesque and gargantuan beast that reigned over the city beyond the void of night.
The Nameless City. Interesting. I suppose that's it. I did say it was going to be a short one. Not bad. Not great, but not terrible. Generally speaking, I like the little exploration mechanic. I thought that was fun. I think, honestly, you could, because I think it just said, I don't know if this was like made for like a game jam and then expanded or something. It feels like that. I almost feel like you could take this like concept and like really expand it into something bigger. You know, to imagine like an actual city type location to explore. Presumably, obviously, you know, this is like a small dev team. I'm not saying, you know, they didn't do enough. I think for what it was, I think it was fine. But I personally, I'd love to see an idea like this, like expanded into something bigger, where like maybe, you know, expand the glyph collection, to have more, maybe not in like a combat sense, like Eternal Darkness, but if you imagine how, like you can have all these different glyphs and all these different like different spells that you can make that have different utilities. Again, wouldn't have to be anything combat related. I don't think you would want combat in a game like that. But if you can imagine that you can create different spells that can do things like, you know, obviously like Dispel and Create were the two used in this one, but you could have others as well. Like maybe there's a broken bridge and you can cast like Repair on it or something like that. Or like a rewind option, kind of like in Tears of the Kingdom or something like that, where you sort of rewind the bridge being destroyed so it's rebuilt for itself. You know, you could imagine all sorts of like traversal mechanics being used in these spells you get to make it almost kind of like a Metroidvania, but not like an out and out Metroidvania, but sort of vague Metroidvania flavor to it. Like you could totally expand on that to have it maybe a bit non-linear. You'd probably have to think of an actual like objective that you need to go looking for, but it could be just experience the city. There may not be an objective. But I mean that would be one gameplay element that would be really fun. But I think my biggest gripe with this is this sanity mechanic in this feels very underdeveloped. Like it's like I said in the first day, you know, where you're actually exploring, you kind of set up this mechanic where you have to leave the city at night because your sanity's being damaged, and then when you go in like on the day after that, I thought, okay, well, we'll back off, go rest at the camp, and then go back in for the next day to explore further. I kind of figured that was how it was going to be. Like you'd go into the city a bit, find a glyph or something that allows you to progress further, but then you have to like back out every day, and like it would be kind of cyclical like that, which I think would also work for like a big exploration game. Is that once you've done something, you then have to leave the city because it's getting too dark or whatever. But like the fact you only did that once, and so of course I ended up completely screwing myself over by going back when I shouldn't have done. Which honestly, if you were going to do that, you probably shouldn't have let us go back in the first place. Just push us forward. You know, that might have been the better idea for in terms of the design. Is like, don't give us the chance to go back. That's probably my only real gripe about that. Aside from the fact that the sanity mechanic, like I said, it just felt a little underbaked, especially when we're going down through the spiral stairs where you're crawling the whole way. It felt a bit flat. Not bad. It was good for atmosphere, and because you're crawling, obviously you're going slower, so you kind of worry, okay, well, what if something happens here? Because I'm kind of trapped. But it's like, it was a little boring. It went on a bit too long. Aside from that, honestly, I liked the presentation of it. I think the visual style was good. Drop the AI art. If you do take this any further, don't use AI art. People really don't fucking like that. Like, I kind of understand why you wanted to use it for this, because it's supposed to be strange and unusual. So it fits, but you still shouldn't use it. And, I mean, I think that's the one that's called, like, Dolly or something like that. I don't know. I've never really looked into this AI stuff. It's not something I care about. But, I think that one was the Dolly one, because I remember when that was first going around, it kept creating all these fucking horrific images and stuff, and it was just like absolute fucking trippy nightmares. Retro Studio presents Eternal Darkness Prime. If Retro Studios made an Eternal Darkness game, that'd be fucking amazing. Let's be honest, that would be really good. Because Retro Studios are a very, very good games maker. You know, they know what the fuck they're doing. I didn't even know who the fuck owns Eternal Darkness these days, because I know it was Silicon Knights were the ones who created it, but I don't actually know who owns that IP anymore. Probably EA, because they own fucking everything these days. But, yeah, so generally speaking, I liked it. It was pretty good. You can always dream. Oh yeah, it's always a dream. I mean, let's be honest though, we're waiting for Prime 4 right now, and I'm happy for Retro Studios to be making Prime 4. I want more of that. Can we have a bit more information on Prime 4, please? My big thing about Prime 4 is is it going to come out for Switch 2 as well as Switch 1? You know? So it's I don't know where we're going to go with that. Because I'm obviously I'm going to get a Switch 2 when they get released, because obviously you can just play Switch 1 games on your Switch 2, so it's not a problem. So yeah, there you have it. I did say it was going to be a short game, a bit shorter than I planned, but then I said it was only going to be about an hour to an hour and a half, so we got an hour 20 out of it. Not bad. As I said, I liked it in concept. You could easily expand this into a much bigger game. As I said, just focus on all the glyphs and make a nice explorable location. That's what you want. Like, maybe you could even, probably just because I've been playing Infra again, you could probably maybe even throw in a mechanic where you can, like, take pictures of stuff. As like that's like your main objective. You want to take pictures of things. I really like Infra, okay? I need more Infra games in my life. There's nothing like Infra, and that fucking sucks. Thank you all for watching, everybody. I do hope you have enjoyed this, and I will see you all whenever I next see ya. Take care out there, everybody. Bye-bye.